I destroy shit, pinpoint asteroids in orbit, then hurl y'all thousands of miles an hour towards it.
What's up, Earthlings? So, one of the things that me and my wife love to do is we love to watch forensic files. The thing I love about it is all the science that they use in order to find the evidence. And the one question I had was, in a court of law, how much evidence is needed in order to charge someone with a crime? Now, I know it's wrong for a person to be convicted of an offense without thorough reasoning. Therefore, solid evidence is needed before a decision is reached, such as evidence linking someone to the crime scene. Depending on the type of offense committed, there's a multitude of different forms of evidence that may be used against you in the court of law. These include testimony, including victim and witness statements, hard evidence such as DNA or video footage, documents, meaning anything on which there's writing, including bank statements, maps, photographs, stuff like that. This means that a person cannot be convicted by one piece of evidence alone. Circumstantial evidence allows for more than one explanation. Different pieces of circumstantial evidence, along with direct evidence, may be required so that each corroborates the conclusions drawn from the others. Together, they may more strongly support one particular inference over the other. An explanation involving circumstantial evidence becomes more likely once alternative explanations have been ruled out. Investigators wouldn't just rely on one fingerprint to try and get a conviction and ignore all the rest of the evidence, which is what Travis, aka the Plain Truth, does. Travis is under the impression that his library of observations over water is concrete evidence that the earth is flat. He asserts that he doesn't have to investigate any further. Just have a listen. It's funny how you said in a court case, because in a court case, if we're trying to convict somebody of a murder, are we just going to use one piece of evidence to try and convict this person, or are we going to use a body of evidence
Here we
to convict that person?
Yeah. So okay, so
making the positive.
all right. So how many single pieces of evidence have I provided?
None.
Zero.
Okay, so I have.
You only provide one. You only
just
provide one piece of evidence.
Okay, which one is that?
Which
Can you
is
show me
observations observations over water. That's it.
Okay, those
you
are
won't
multiple.
move on from
those
that.
are multiple observations.
B-ball. The thing
Multiple.
is what is it evidence of?
That's the issue. Is so Travis has proved many times that refraction is a thing, and that mirages can be caught with cameras, and that you can film it over time, and that it does actually change where the apparent horizon is. All things which every single planet Earther already knew for
And that's
hundreds
not
of
my
years.
claim, Stingray. Right? That's not my claim. So keep trying.
Your claim is precisely that the horizon is generated due to refraction in the atmosphere. It's just, you can't prove it. Oh dear.
Hey,
Sorry.
Stingray, I don't know about you, but I find the Earth not guilty of being flat.
Me too.
Yeah, like me. Yeah.
Now, when it comes to searching for evidence that we live on a globe, it would make more sense to look at all the evidence that points towards the globe. Travis, aka the Plain Truth, has been doing observations over water for the past year. He's accumulated hours and hours of footage. Most of it is inconclusive at best. Listen to his response when I ask him about moving on to different avenues in his quest for the truth.
So Travis, I know you've been at this for a long time, doing these observations and everything for about what, a year, 2 years?
Since 2018, yeah.
At some point, are you ever going to move on past these observations over water and start moving on to other stuff like, celestial bodies, or like moon phases, or distance to the sun, any of these other things that we know that can actually show a lot more evidence for the shape of the Earth? Are you ever going to move on?
Well, I disagree with you that the celestial observations prove the shape of the Earth, so no.
Well, have you ever looked into it and see it and try and disprove it?
Again, this has been my argument from the beginning. The things that I can observe on the ground within my proximity are the strongest points to contribute to this discussion. So I am not going to move my observational elevation higher than that until the work that I have tried to put out gains the footing that it needs to and brings the discussion to the next level. So
But
no.
I mean, but you're claiming that you're claiming that you're looking for truth. I mean, somebody that's looking for truth is going to go
One
to any
step
link.
at a time. You're asking me if I'm going to read 10 different books at the same time. No, I'm
No.
not. I'm going to finish this
Yeah,
book.
that's
It's a
similar
huge fucking book.
to the point that I had people that I asked him, if he's ready to move a higher observations. And actually, I understand that you don't have accessibility to it, but yeah, it's good to jump. I mean, I know it's your forte to do the observations, so whatever. Wait your pose.
Okay, so listen, B-ball. Why would I switch my argument from something that is on the ground and more or simpler? It is on the ground and simpler to understand.
Really quick, Travis,
hold
I
on.
apologize. No, I had to interrupt
Okay,
you.
go ahead.
Go
ahead.
I'm gonna answer that question. You know why? You know what happened when I moved away from the long distance observations? I came back to reality. Everything clicked, and Earth was not flat after that. I stuck on long distance observations. How does the sunrise and sunset? I say, I don't care about that. I'm in the ground. I'm doing observing what's in the distance. Oh, the moon phases. I don't know. What are you looking up? I'm doing long distance observations over water. Oh, the rotation of the poles and the degrees and the rotation and everything else. And I said, dude, don't ask me those questions. I'm just doing long distance observations until the day that I had enough clear images of long distance observations. Then I said, all right, let me step back off the camera and let me look around me and look at everything, Earth as a system, because Earth is not just long distance observations. We experience sunrise and sunset, moon phases, eclipses,
Exactly, Jose.
rotations, everything else. When you observe that as a whole, then you will realize that, damn, Earth's not flat unless you start making shit up.
As you can see, he's absolutely unwilling to move on. My question is, why? As I said in a previous video, someone who is so-called looking for truth should be willing to go after that truth no matter where it hides, unless you're actually running from the truth and don't want to have to face the reality that you've been wrong all this time. Once again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I put out a video. And as always, peace.
Destroy shit, pinpoint asteroids in orbit, then hurl y'all thousands of miles an hour towards it.